Hello friends, good evening, very good evening. So back to Salesforce, not only Salesforce, I am back to B2B commerce. Yes. So um, I have got very good responses from my previous videos that I have uploaded in my YouTube channel. So people are requesting me that you keep posting some more videos and they have liked my videos. So I am back to it again and I am posting the third video of B2B commerce in Lightning. So I have already posted two two videos in B2B commerce Lightning previously, and now I am this is my third video. All right. So as you can see on my screen, I have prepared a short PPT, a short deck. So we will go through it and cover it in just 10 to 15 minutes. But these 10 to 15 minutes, I request you to pay some attention. If you are especially working in B2B commerce in Lightning experience in Salesforce, or if you want to make your career into it. Okay, so this will be a very important, and I am going to share some very good relevant information and resources and some certification tips and guidance and some material in these 10 to 15 minutes. So let us proceed ahead. And as you can see in my screen, welcome to the magical world of B2B commerce in Salesforce Lightning Experience. So the agenda for today's discussion is I am going to briefly introduce you about myself, and then I will give you an introduction to Commerce Cloud, a generic Commerce Cloud. What is basically a Commerce Cloud? We have three divisions into it: B2B, B2C, and B2B2C. Salesforce has come up recently with this feature of the B2B2C. All right. So, but we will be mainly focusing on B2B only. It's just a brief intro of the Commerce Cloud. Then we will deep dive again into Salesforce B2B Commerce Cloud in Lightning. And I would be giving you some certification tips and guidance as well for the same. And finally, I will be covering some short tips and some short points and advice you can say if you are working as a Salesforce developer, they will be very useful for you. All right. So let me proceed to the next slide. So one second. All right. So this is brief about me. I am Rahul from Gurgaon and I am having around 5 years of experience in Salesforce, including Visual Force. I started initially with Visual Force, that is Salesforce Classic. Then I learned Aura. I did some practical experience in Aura. Then finally, I moved into LWC framework. And for the last 2 years, I am working in LWC only. All right. And since B2B commerce in Lightning experience mainly covers LWC only. So that we will talk a little bit in my next slide. So this is a brief about me. I have recently done the certifications on both the um, both the certifications in Salesforce Commerce B2B. That is, I am now a B2B on Lightning Administrator accredited professional, as well as I have just recently completed the certification, passed the certification for developer also in B2B Commerce in Lightning Salesforce. Also, I am a platform developer one, which I have done long time back. All right. So now I am also planning to do some more certifications in the coming months. So let me see how things proceed ahead. All right. So I am presently working as a Salesforce tech lead in Accenture, and I have previously worked with TCS Reliance Communications in Mumbai. Then I have shifted to Infosys in Jaipur. Then I have joined Deloitte in Gurgaon, and then finally I had the offer from IBM and Accenture on the same day, but I prefer to join Accenture as it was my dream company. All right. So you can connect with me on Salesforce YouTube channel that I will be sharing with you the link, as well as I will show you in this video uh, a glimpse about my channel. I keep on posting some videos, relevant videos in Salesforce that is totally based, so Salesforce based, and you can watch my videos to. I basically what I do is I just explore some unexplored areas, and you can say I explored the hidden areas in Salesforce, and I used to post them on my channel. Not only this, I keep on posting the relevant material also, which uh, you might need in your day-to-day daily work in your office. And second thing is my website. This is also a Salesforce website. We can say a force.com website. You can log into it. I will show you. And it is totally 100% based on Salesforce. Everything is Salesforce, I can say, and it's 90% these are integrations. So if you are looking to learn integrations using REST API or an OAuth protocol, it's basically you are landing at the right channel or a right page. Okay, so just go through this website. It has means almost everything if you are looking towards integrations in Salesforce. All right. So, and also you can connect with me on LinkedIn using this thing. All right. So let me proceed ahead now and let us come back to our main agenda, that is introduction to Commerce Cloud, that is B2B, B2C, and B2B2C. All right. So see everything that we are talking as of now, that is in Salesforce. Okay. So imagine just think everything from Salesforce point of view as of now. Okay. So see, B2B, you must have heard these terms B2B, B2C, and even if you don't have, even if you haven't heard the term B2B, B2C, it's okay, it's fine, nothing to worry. We are mainly covering B2B here. And just to give you the overall summary of this, what is exactly B2B, B2C, and B2B2C? All right. So see, friends, B2B is simply nothing exchange of products. Imagine two business entities are involved. One is selling the product and one is buying the product. That's it. There is no need to confuse, no need to get panic. Simply consider as a one entity who is selling the product and one entity who is buying the product. That's it. Now, where is the difference? See, B2B means exchange of products or services between businesses, online or electronically. So when we talk about B2B means we are dealing with only business entities. We are not dealing directly with an individual. Like you you have must have ordered something from Amazon, Flipkart, or any e-commerce website, right? For example, B2B, Big Basket or BB Daily or Milk Basket, anything, right? So these websites, what they do is you place the order and you get the order, but you are an individual entity here. The difference is only in the entity. Now you are a single person, right? You might not be ordering in the bulk. The difference comes here in B2B. What happens is one company is selling a product to another business company, not as an individual. So there might be a large and a huge volume of products involved. For example, a company is selling maybe say 1,000 laptops to one another company. So are you getting me? So this is the thing is one company is selling products maybe to say, for example, IBM is selling laptops to some other company who wants to purchase say 100,000 or 2,000 of laptops, right? So this can be considered as a B2B transaction. Yes. So let me give you an example. So Salesforce, Google, Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, Cisco, Atlassian, etc. And means there are n number of companies who are doing B2B business. What they are doing, they sell their products or services or both to some another big entity, another big player, right? So as to keep it very simple, I have explained you what is exactly B2B, right? Now in B2B, in coming back to Salesforce, we have two models. One is the cloud-based, one is the lightning experience. Okay. Cloud craze, earlier Salesforce started with cloud craze. Okay, that was in classic, or we can say Visual Force pages, and that is an older version. Now Salesforce has come up with Lightning Experience. This is the latest version where, or we can say a Lightning Experience where we are dealing mainly with LWCs, Lightning Web Components, right? If you are working in a Salesforce, you must be knowing LWCs. Yes. So we are mainly working in Lightning Experience. If you are in B2B, the latest version, LWC model, and it is entirely built on Experience Cloud, which was also known as Community Cloud earlier. Okay, now the company name of the Community Cloud has been changed to Experience Cloud, which is entirely based on digital experience and our experience builder. So when you go to your org, Salesforce org, just you type digital experience in the quick setup and you will see the difference. You will see some options coming as various options coming under digital experience. Okay, we will come to it. I will show you more detail in more depth in my next video. That will be the Salesforce B2B Commerce LEX video number 4, where I will deep dive more into it, and I will explain you more deeply how exactly the objects communicate with each other using flows, LWCs, and lots of things we will discuss. Okay, but not in this video. In my next video, I will show you and explain you the in detail. Okay, so to keep it very simple, I have just created this short deck. Okay, now we come to B2C. B2C, I have already told you, you must, you, when you purchase something from any e-commerce website, Amazon, Flipkart, or anything, you are basically a B2C customer. Okay, as simple as that. There is no need for any explanation in this. But see, the only thing which you need to focus is if you are working in B2B model, there is a different template in Salesforce for B2B. And if you are working in B2C, then there is a separate template and a separate settings for B2C, right? Yes. Now, so another model which I was talking about is B2B2C, which is a combination of B2B and a B2C. Means first B2B, sorry, first B2B, then B2C. So what it is, it means as simple as that, selling first to a company and then to an individual. That means a individual or a customer can not purchase directly from a company, right? You can imagine it as simple scenario, simple business scenario. A company manufactures a product, then distributor or wholesaler buys that products in bulk from manufacturer, and then the distributor sells it to a retailer, and then retailer sells it to a customer. Means you as a customer cannot approach directly to a manufacturer. This is a B2B2C model where you cannot approach directly to a company. There must be a middleware in between, a big business, basically a separate business entity through which you can buy, okay, or a company through which you can buy the product. You cannot approach directly to the main company who is selling the product. That's it. So there is also a separate model for this. If you go on Trailhead, you will find different models for B2B, B2C, and B2B2C. All right. But I we I am working in B2B, so I can explain you more in B2B. Okay. So let me proceed ahead. Let me go to the next slide. All right. So this is my next slide where I told you in the beginning, I will deep dive into Salesforce B2B Commerce Cloud LEX and some certification tips and guidance. All right. So friends, I can just say simply if you have heard of this partner learning camp, or you must be working in some organization, please consult or connect with your managers or supervisors to give you the access for partner learning camp. It is a portal designed by Salesforce, and I can simply say it's a magic. It's simply the magic, and you need not prefer anything uh, else besides this partner learning camp. This is your journey, partner learning camp. Simply PLC is the only option and is the best option, what I can say. See, I have given both the certifications recently, admin and developer in B2B commerce, and I can say nothing can be better than this. Okay. So if you are going for first, you have to prepare for admin certification. In this, there is a course called Get to Know B2B Commerce for Administrators. Once you get the access for PLC, simply search for this course. You will find this course. In this course, there are three topics, or you can say three quick documents are there: setting up your environment, deploying the storefront, and managing the storefront. So each and every step is explained very clearly in detail, and you can start also practice simultaneously as you progress with each step. As soon as you uh, read the step, you can simultaneously practice in your developer or in your sandbox, and you can cover these three topics. There are also some videos and quizzes in these courses, and I am pretty sure that you will get many questions in your certification in by doing those quizzes. Those quizzes are not very deep, very lengthy. Hardly there are 3 to 4 questions in every topic. But these questions are very, very important, both from the certification point of view and as well as to gain in-depth knowledge in B2B commerce. Okay. So just my advice is not only go through these courses, just practice these courses, means practice every step in your developer or sandbox or in your environment, Salesforce environment, so that you get the confidence level, you get more confidence, and your concepts will be get cleared. See, certification, clearing the certification is one thing, okay, but ultimately you will be working in some project in your organization. That is another thing. Even if you get certified, that's okay. But if you are not able to get the clarity on the basic fundamentals or concepts, then it will be a problem for you while you work in your actual projects, because the timelines you must be knowing, even you are experiencing this, that when you work in a project, real-time project in your organization, the timelines are very, very stringent, and you have daily stand-ups or scrum calls, then it would be difficult to answer if you get delay, or if there is a delay from you for long delay, then you have to listen from your seniors or supervisors. All right, so there at that time you will not get the chance to practice, and you cannot say in the scrum call that I was doing practice. See, so you have to be very clear in your concepts. Sorry. So that's what I am saying. Just uh, read the topic, practice it simultaneously, then proceed to next topic. And once you do this, start playing around with the things. See, first step is read the topic, understand what is it. Not only I am talking about B2B commerce, I am talking about any technology in software, be it Java, be it Salesforce, be it any cloud computing technology or any language. Read the concepts, try to understand it. What does it say? Practice it, then slowly and steadily play around with this. Try to play around. Okay, if this is not option, just try to start getting errors. If you are getting errors, then I can say you are proceeding in right direction. This is my way of thinking. I might be wrong, but this is how I do Salesforce and how I have came up to this level, right? So you need to play around with the things so that you get errors now, that is fine. But if you get errors at a later stage, then this will be a problem for you. Play around, get the errors, no problem. You will get the clarity that, okay, if I do this, then I get this error. If I do this, then I get this error. Try to change the settings, try to change the permission sets. There are some permission sets involved. Okay, what if a user doesn't get this permission set and I log into the e-commerce website? Will I be able to proceed to checkout? Will I be able to see the products or the prices? Play around with the things. Spend some time, play around. You will get the clarity and then you gain the confidence. This is how actually you should work. All right. Then second step, you can watch my YouTube videos. I keep on posting as I was telling you. I have already posted 2 videos, Salesforce Commerce LEX 1 and LEX 2. Okay, but main first step is you should focus first on PLC, Partner Learning Camp. Okay. Third step is 1 second. Salesforce B2B Commerce on Lightning experience. This is not coming. So this is schema diagram. All right. So let me minimize my window. So Salesforce B2B Commerce on Lightning Experience Schema Diagram. Okay. So what is exactly this? This is, friends, a very important diagram which you will not find anywhere on internet. This is, I have created myself when I was preparing, basically when I was learning Salesforce. All right. So let me show you that diagram. Maybe I will share it with you, the this diagram, when I post this video. Okay. So let me share you this. So as you can see on my screen, this is the diagram. What does it say? I have designed it. This covers your mainly the light B2B commerce lighting schema diagram. How the objects are linked and interconnected with each other. Okay, these all are the standard objects, but there are many more standard objects in commerce, but these are the objects which are mainly used and which will be used. Okay, without this, commerce cannot exist. How this linkage happens, I have clearly explained. The blue arrow means, I have already mentioned, it's a lookup relationship. Red arrow means it's a master detail relationship. Forget about pink arrow. This is custom lookup. You can create as per your needs, but for the timing, you can ignore it. Just lookup and master detail. All these are standard objects. And I have already shared this in my previous video. I think first video or second that you can see that I have already explained something about this video, and I have added some more objects here in this video. So these objects you can focus once you start with the developer curriculum in your partner learning camp. Order delivery method, cart delivery group, order delivery group, and these cart item and cart delivery group method you can ignore if you are practicing for administrator level initially, right? So these 4 5 objects you can ignore as of now. These will be coming later into the picture when you will go for developer curriculum, right? So this diagram, I have spent some time. I have understood the concepts, and I have basically it's not it easy to create this diagram. It took many hours for me to see the schema, how the objects are interlinked with each other. Okay, so in my next video, that is B2B Commerce LEX 4, I will also explain something on more on this. I will share some more information on this. But friends, again I am telling, buyer group is an object, standard object, entitlement policy. All these are standard objects. But what I mean to say is buyer group and entitlement policy just means you can say that uh, remember these objects in your mind, in your body, in your heart. These 3 objects, account is main object, buyer group and entitlement policy. Nothing can happen in commerce, B2B commerce, without these 2 objects, right? So these 2 objects, that's why I have marked them in bold. These are very, very important objects. Everything happens through these objects. Means uh, if this is not, these 2 objects are missing, then everything is missing. Okay, so you can see everything is linked to them, and these objects are created. There is a system, there is a setting how these objects records are how the records of these objects are created. So everything is linked up. So once you practice this partner learning camp, the course, you will get a very good idea and clarity on this. Yes. All right. So uh, let me minimize this and all right. So let me expand my screen. So I have told you about, we have covered this slide. Now let me go to the next slide. All right. So finally, we are coming to our last slide of the PPT. So I want to give you a general advice if you are working in Salesforce as a developer, all right? Or if you are looking to work in a Salesforce as a developer. See, friends, everything in software has a meaning, right? You cannot play a blind game. Simply, you cannot play a blind game. You can play a blind game while you are playing cards, right? But not in software. A dot has a meaning, a comma has a meaning, a semicolon has a meaning, even a space has a meaning, right? So for example, just for an example, for as an example, I am giving you 2, 3 scenarios where you will understand what I want to say. You have used, if you have worked in LWC, you must be knowing that while calling an Apex method from LWC, you normally declare cacheable is equal to true, right? But if you are performing any DML operation, you cannot do this. Simply, you cannot write cacheable is equal to true. Because if you write, you will get this error. Too many DML statements, one. Even if you have write entire code correct, the entire method is syntactically correct, logically correct, but simply you will face this error and you will land in trouble. The entire code will land in trouble. The entire code breaks simply because of writing this annotation cacheable is equal to true. Okay, so see, there are what I mean to say is in a software, you simply cannot ignore minor things as well. You have to take into consideration everything has a meaning. If you write cacheable is equal to true, what happens? But if you are performing any SOQL query, SOQL, then you must have to write cacheable is equal to true. Otherwise, you will not get the result, right? So this is the thing you need to means do some self practice on your own because then only you will get the clarity and confidence. In JavaScript, double is equal to 2, you will get true, which is fine. But if you write 2 triple is equal to 2, you will not get true. Why? You will get false. Because when you write triple equal to, this JavaScript then takes two things into consideration. One is the data type, all right, that, and one is the this thing, name, number. So it considered two things. Two is okay, two numerically is okay, but data type is different. See, this is a string, this is not in a string format, right? This is a numerical. So, but while in the first case, what happens is JavaScript uh, implicitly converts this string into numerical. So it is not looking into data type now. When you use two equal tos, it is simply looking into the values. But here it is looking into value as well as the data type. But that you can see data type is string here and it is numerical. That's why it will return a false. So team, sorry friends, you have to focus on each and everything. That's what I am saying. Practice, self practice is the best practice. All right, and you yourself is the best judge. This is what I mean. You yourself is the best judge. Do some practice, get some hands on, then know and do the fear, the inner fear of getting some. I have seen many people who get some fear. Okay, oh, um, tomorrow is my client interview and people are running in panic. I don't know what client will ask. Tomorrow is my this interview, that interview. And they keep in, means they are very confused and in an anxious state. So see, if your concepts are cleared, no, any interviewer, or if you face any interview, you will get passed. Okay, and that confidence will come only if you do some self practice. Without doing self practice, that confidence level you will not be able to achieve. All right, clearing certifications is one thing, but give, clearing certification doesn't mean everything. Okay, certification adds a shiny badge and makes you outshine from others. But that value, the value of certification is only when you have the knowledge. All right. So I'll uh, give you another example, right? So see, if you have worked on Salesforce B2B Commerce, you must have used flows, lightning flows. You must be knowing that Salesforce has now flows as there is a long time since flows come up, but Salesforce is focusing more on flows and they are becoming quite popular. Sorry. So in B2B commerce, there is a checkout flow. What is checkout flow? You must be knowing if you are working in this, but let me again explain you. Checkout flow is nothing but it means when you buy any product from any e-commerce website, once you have selected your products and added them in your cart, you finally click the checkout button. Even if you have purchased something from Amazon, you have clicked on this button, proceed to checkout, then the payment options, your delivery shipping address, and these options start coming, right? So that is the checkout. This is a very important flow. What happens when you click on proceed to checkout? The entire, I'm repeating it, the entire operation runs in behind, which is not visible to us, but that is the main operation, right? Once you hit the proceed to checkout button, then the actual journey starts. If you click the proceed to checkout button, but you are not placing any order, then there is no use, right? Your order gets placed only when you click this proceed to checkout button. And this button, once you click, there is a huge operation that runs in the behind, and that is using flows. Yes, it is a bit complex and a complicated flow. There are lots of variations into it. You can customize it. There are many customization options coming into it now. So you need to focus on checkout flow as well. That is very much important. So what I mean to say is once you click on this checkout flow, once you have, there is an option which comes system context with sharing. So let me show you. Once you do the checkout, once you design this checkout flow, there is an option, right? So let me show you what this option is. So you can see on my screen, once you save the flow, I'm talking now about our checkout flow. All right. So once you save the flow, this option comes for any flow. All right. See, three options comes when you save the flow. It asks you which in which mode does the flow runs, right? But a checkout flow mainly runs in this mode. System context with sharing enforces record level access. So what I mean to say is just play around with this. This is the very important question which comes normally in your certification, admin or developer, or maybe both. That in which mode does the checkout flow runs? You have to click this system context with sharing and force it on. But that is one thing. For certification point of view, that is one thing. But you should actually know what is this, right? So there are three options. Why Salesforce has designed these three options? There must be some usage, some importance for all these. So you try to see your checkout flow in other mode and just see the difference. All right. But for to make this task easier, I have already created a small video on understanding flows in Salesforce where I have described each of these three options, mainly these three options. All right. So you can watch my video This video is a 4-5 minutes video, and I have explained you each and every option in a step-by-step manner. Okay. So what I need to say is, friends, uh, just uh, focus on what you are doing or learning. All right. Okay. So let me proceed to uh, last slide, and this is this slide. So this is my last slide. I will not take much time. So what I mean to say finally is just follow the best practices while writing any Apex code. Okay. Some of the best practices are use Socle for loops. So please don't confuse that you need to use Socle inside for loops. That is not a best practice. This is a Socle for loop. So what I mean to say is normally you write a Socle query and it for example you write a list of account, writing a Socle query which is returning you a list of account, and if you want to traverse in that list, normally you do this, right? Normally, which is not wrong, which is absolutely fine, and you will get the results correct. But the best way to do this is use this approach. Simply place your entire Socle query here. It will also give you the same result. Everything is fine, but this you should follow this approach. Why? Just try to Google it around. Let me give you a brief. There is a concept of heap size. Okay, a concept of heap size is there in Salesforce, which has a limit. Everything in Salesforce has a limit. You must be knowing about governor limits, right? So even a heap size is has a limit. So everything has a limit. So just Google it around. You will get to know that there is a heap size limit. If you do this, then you will not reach, go beyond that limit. Okay. So this is one thing. Let me minimize it and let me expand it. Okay, now the next is you should avoid passing long list of parameters in a method. Instead, use JSON string and deserialize it on the receiving end. For example, in LWC, you are calling an Apex class, and that Apex class has a method which accepts 4 or 5 parameters. You can pass 4 or 5 parameters from LWC to Apex. That is absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. There is no issue, and your entire code will run fine. But in the end, once you have developed the entire project, entire application, once that stage comes of deployment, at that time, if suppose you run your code, check the quality of your code using SonarQube or Apex PMD tool or any other tool, you will simply land in trouble because entire application you have to change. You have to change Apex class method, sorry, Apex methods, all those methods which are dependent on that. Test class you have to change, LWC you have to change, just you have to change, you have to change everything, and imagine what kind of pressure you have to bear at that time. You are in that stage now that you have to deploy your code into production, and now you have to change your entire application. So that's what I am saying, focus on the best practices, because once you run the code quality check at that time, you will not face these issues even if your code is 100% correct. Yes. So if you have more than 3 or 4 parameters to pass in a function from LWC to an Apex method, just use this approach. Simply, when Salesforce has given you so many methods, why don't you use it? Simply uh, create a JSON string, okay, and then deserialize it from in the Apex method. Now you what is happening now? You are passing only one string. Earlier you were passing 4 parameters or 5 parameters. Okay, now you are passing simply one string. Okay, so no, your code quality check will pass very smoothly. Then third is your bulkify your code. Okay, you need to bulkify your code. I think now time, keeping time into consideration, I have mentioned the steps here. Just I request you just go through it and explore it on the Google. If you face any challenge, just ping me. Okay. Bulkify your code, declare sharing model with without sharing. Avoid nested loops. Instead, abstract your logic in separate methods. If you are if you are having many loops, then again, if you run the code quality check, you will face this challenge. Okay. Simply break your code into smaller pieces of code and then call it. Okay. Try cat block. Always, friends, any code, LWC or Apex or anything, you have to take care of the exceptions. It's not that your code cannot break. Your code can break anytime. Suppose client enters any wrong value or any incorrect value, your code can break. To avoid breakage, you have to use exception handling. All right. Use asynchronous Apex wherever it is possible. Enforce CRUD and FLS using schema methods and with security enforced. Avoid using equal to operator for comparison string. Instead use equals or equals ignore case. And try to use continuations for API calls as per the needs. So all right, friends, let me break here. Let me stop here and I think I have done for the timing now. I will share, I will deep dive more into the B2B commerce site, admin as well as development in my next upcoming videos. So stay tuned. And if you like my video, please like to it and subscribe to my channel. And it's just basically my hobby. I keep on practicing and exploring in Salesforce as much as I can. Okay, so it's just a hobby. I to so that if you gain something from my videos, I am very happy and satisfied. All right, team. Good night and a happy weekend. Thank you.